T-Bone, good sir.
Say the word.
Start us up, buddy.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Midday Rush. My name is T-Bone, and with me, as always, pushing the buttons is Fluffy Hobo.
Yes.
And in our third chair, being as wide, rumpy as always, we have Brian.
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Stay off my damn lawn.
And
Yep.
today, we're going to be talking about, well, Fluff, what exactly are we going to be talking about?
Well, I've got an actual giant plethora of articles today touching on a lot of different things. And today we're going to start...
I'm so excited. Let's hop into the first one.
Well, we're going to start with the Women's Golfing Association. After a long month break, the Writers Guild of America... Oh, Writers Guild of America, not Women's Golf Association. I can't read. The Writers Guild of America is set to resume negotiations with the Alliance of Motion Pictures and Television Producers on Wednesday. The WGA has been on a strike for 140 days, updated its members about the scheduled bargaining sessions this week. Their last meeting took place on August 18th, and followed by separate gatherings in different studios. So essentially, they're fighting the AI replacement, is what they're doing.
Okay, so here's an obligatory fact check. WGA stands for Writers Guild of America. The Women's Golf Association is the LPGA. So,
Okay, thank you.
point of clarification, yes.
I don't follow sports. I looked at WGA and went, it's the Women's Golf Association.
Yeah. Come on now. So you know what? I have a big gripe to pick with these guys. You know,
Okay.
this all started when they were just I believe finishing up Deadpool 3, and they had to stop production on a movie that I'm very, very excited to go see. And they stopped production because of this.
What movie was that?
I am very upset. This is very... not only did Deadpool 3 stop, but a lot of other movies stopped production because people want to go on strike.
Okay.
I'm very upset.
Okay. So
That's all I
because
have to say.
people want better situations, that you're going to be mad at them for it?
Well, no, not necessarily,
Mm.
but I'm just upset that the movies, some of the movies that that people are excited for, you know, they stopped working.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
Is this the pre-show? No, this is the Midday Rush, where we hit you with a bunch of articles, and then the pre-show follows afterwards. But yeah, moving along.
No one's watching women's sports anyways.
Coming from a woman.
Hey, Jen. I mean...
All right, so here's something
What,
interesting.
The WNBA is subsidized by the NBA, from what I remember,
Correct.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you ready for a funny article?
So tell me more about these writers going on strike.
So essentially, it's just a bunch of writers arguing that they need to get paid better because of the rise of AI. And a lot of artificial intelligence regulations are saying, like, we don't need writers. We have AI people to write the things out. And
AI's ideas. So I'm gonna. This is the part where I agree with the writers. AI will never be as good as the writers. Sorry, not sorry. Like a person, someone's idea, I don't think can be thought of by an AI, because AI only uses the ideas that are already out there.
okay,
From what I
counterpoint.
understand,
Counterpoint. How many times have they reworked the same movie or same concept?
What do you mean?
Like, how many movies are similar in very aspect of ways, but like,
Almost the entire MCU is the exact same movie.
there you go.
For crying out loud, Avatar was just Dances with Wolves in space.
You're not wrong. You're out of line, but you're not wrong.
I mean, like, can we go back to the old Clint Eastwood movies where almost every movie was, I don't want to say different, but like...
No, because that's
was
toxic masculinity, don't you know? having Clint Eastwood movies.
Wait, Clint Eastwood is toxic masculinity?
Yeah. Haven't you heard that before?
No, never.
Everybody
What?
wants to be part of the Clint Eastwood movies because it's a male hero that's a lone rider that's usually winning and fighting against so-called evil. You've never heard that
evil
before?
or evil? No,
So-called evil,
never.
because usually the movies are considered racist at heart. Because it's usually a white dude shooting or hurting people of different ethnic backgrounds.
Okay, so shout out Base. She just said something really interesting that I didn't realize. So AI isn't capable of having original thoughts, but instead executing thoughts produced by humans. See, exactly. Just going into my point that humans are better.
I mean, you're not going to hear an argument for me about that one. But yeah, we'll move to the next headline. I think we touched on this one pretty well. Climate change impeding fights against AIDS, TB, and malaria.
Tuberculosis?
Of course it is.
The Global Fund to Fight AIDS, Tuberculosis, and Malaria warns that climate change and conflicts are obstructing efforts to tackle these diseases. Despite recovery after COVID-19 impact, the challenges could prevent achieving the 2030 eradication target. Malaria is now seen in colder African regions due to climate change, while extreme weather and conflicts disrupting healthcare. However, in 2022, the fund treated $6.7 million to TB patients. The upcoming UN General Assembly meeting is focusing on TB amidst criticisms about the fund's TB allocation. So, yeah, climate change is making it harder to fight against AIDS, TB, and malaria. This one made me laugh quite a bit. Like, you gotta be kidding me.
What?
And this is from Reuters too.
I mean, this one could have been a candidate for is it B or is it real, honestly.
I know. I know.
Well, I can't even talk. Like, what? AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria?
Yeah.
Are you serious? Your scientists are telling me that because of climate change,
Isn't
it's
it
harder to fight
ridiculous?
these AIDS. So what? So Fluff, correct me if I'm wrong.
You're
AIDS
wrong.
has been around since. Oh, I know, Brian. You've been there since the dinosaur. But
I think the AIDS outbreak really happened during the 80s, but I could be wrong.
They
Brian, you were in your 30s by then, weren't you?
fuck you. I mean, they've traced it back. I think patient zero was 1977. So
Okay.
Just on your 31st birthday. Congratulations.
Okay, T-Bone. Let the man finish.
T-Bone, shut the fuck up. No, I mean, I was in 1977. I was in kindergarten. Thank you very much. But no, that if you go back and do the reading on it, they identified patient zero, 1977. It just kind of incubated and then exploded into a crisis as soon as a Republican got in office. Go figure.
Oh, okay.
Wait, patient zero? What happened to patient zero?
And so allegedly, because I don't know for sure, and there's been too many contradicting opinions on this, but allegedly it comes from a man eating the brains of a monkey or fucking a lot of monkeys. I'm not too sure which one is the real one anymore.
A man had sexual intercourse with monkeys or baboons?
Yes. Yes, I don't know the real answer for that one. And I looked into this earlier, and there's like 2 or 3 different articles explaining the difference between both theories, but no article really has the right answer for where it came from. As far as
when Randy Marsh banged a bat with Mickey Mouse.
Oh yeah, didn't Fauci push the AIDS narrative though back in like
he did in the
Brian's age?
yes, in the 80s.
Okay.
Yeah, Fauci's been with the CDC for a long ass time, and
Yep.
I know this is off topic. Everybody wants to talk about term limits for politicians. Let's have term limits for bureaucrats.
Agreed. 100% agree. Also, speaking with the different diseases and whatnot, the Daily Mail reports doctors admit they can't tell COVID apart from allergies or the common cold anymore, highlighting how mild the virus has become. This is the Daily Mail. They are NewsGuard certified. And so, yeah, we finally.
Doctors are saying the vid.
Yep. Apparently, we have reached to the point where the conservatives have beaten the news cycle yet again. Like,
I
How many-
can't believe.
how many times have we heard Michael Knowles and people from the Daily Wire is like, the sniffles and stuff like that. And it's like, yep, COVID is no longer that bad, it looks like.
So I mean, I'm gonna have to like understand, like agree, but also disagree to a certain extent. My buddy, who's 22, same age as me, and he's personally a lot more fit. He told me last week that he had COVID and it was really bad. Like he was down for an entire 4 days, he said. Like
Right.
he really couldn't do anything, and he's more athletic, more fit than myself. And now the one difference is that he did get one of the jabs.
Right.
I forget which one, but he got the shot, and he said that was the worst thing he had ever felt. And I mean, if that's true, I mean that would kind of discredit this, but also I have heard of other people who they don't even realize that they have it.
Right.
No.
Well, scrolling down here, it says the most common symptoms of the virus are now sore throat, sneezing, or congestion. And it's the same as asthma, pollen, or RSV. So, like, I'm not saying COVID isn't lethal as much. I'm just saying, according to this article, COVID is getting harder and harder to tell apart. So that's what I'm going with this article.
What about the dollar store test?
The dollar store test?
Not the dollar store test, but you know, the test that you can get at the store for like a couple dollars.
Not sure I know what you're talking about.
Okay, I walked into a pharmacy. It was like CVS or something. And this was a couple months ago when I wasn't doing too hot. And I was able to walk in and get a COVID test.
Okay.
And I took it, and it was negative. And like it was not expensive.
Okay. I don't know.
So are the COVID tests still? Yeah, the home tests. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just making sure, like, I'm looking at what you're looking at here. That's all. But I don't know. I don't know if those tests are part of the same thing. The article we were referencing was the fact that doctors.
The problem that I had with those tests, Fluffy, is that I don't know if they were 100%.
Oh, no test is 100%. Like that, I don't think any test is going to be 100%. But again, I was referencing that this article says that doctors admit that they can't tell the COVID apart from allergies or the common cold. Not that it was actually COVID testing itself is getting harder to find. That's what I'm trying to like differentiate from what you're saying to what this article is saying. I understand like there's tests that you can find at the local pharmacy that will, they have varied results based on like your genetics versus your allergy outtake versus a lot of different things that you could be going through. Like you could be sick with strep throat and it'll come back like, yeah, you have a virus, but it doesn't mean it's still COVID because technically it's just a viral test, not a COVID specific test.
Interesting.
Because that's what a lot of
what's up.
right. So we'll move on to the next one. Unless Brian, you wanted to add something for this?
Brian?
No. All right.
Okay, Brian.
Massive eruption on sun hurls corneal mass ejection towards Earth. Auroras likely September 19th. So essentially what we're looking at here is there was a geomagnetic storm on the sun. And if you're anywhere in the northern area, you'll be able to see some of the auroras like the northern lights. And it is time specific, so I don't know what area you're actually going to be at to see it. But this is like a once in every 50 year thing. So this is pretty cool to see if you can actually see it. Just a little heads up for anybody out in the middle of nowhere, up norther, you should be able to see it just fine.
Do you need anything? Like,
Nope. You should be able to see it no different.
Look at it?
You should be able to see it like the northern lights.
Wow.
Yeah. This is just one of those cool things that happens. Like you should be able to see this, and this is kind of a rarity thing. But just touching on that real fast. Next thing, this is for all the gamers out there. Elder Scrolls 6 will not come out to PS5. I know.
Okay. Just to back up just a second for the tinfoil hat crowd, my mic wigged out. Sorry. Make sure all your
Atmore, he's not asleep.
Make sure all of your sensitive electronic devices are plugged in at least to a surge protector. Just saying.
That is true. We don't know if the EMP will take it out or not. Although there wasn't any alleged or allegations of a possible EMP, but it's also good to be known. Plug it into a surge protector, please, or at least have an insurance policy out on your power stuff. But yeah, this was kind of a quick thing because I am a gamer and I wanted to talk about this a little bit. So Microsoft bought Bethesda. Microsoft also said, "Don't worry, Elder Scrolls will be for PS5." Well, now they're changing this. Elder Scrolls will not come to PS5. Yes, this is a video game.
Oh, I'm super excited about this.
Yeah. Well, if you got a PS5, you're out of luck.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's great. I mean, that's the new one that just came out. Wait, does it work on PS4?
No. Like this has not come out yet. The Elder Scrolls 6 will not come out until 2026. I'm just saying that this article is doing exactly what I called months ago. Elder Scrolls 6 is not coming to PlayStation. But that
and it's only coming to PC?
PC and Xbox.
Hey, Xbox, that's what's up. See, I always knew Xbox was better.
Anywho, we'll go into more serious news now. Ukraine is filing a lawsuit against Poland, Hungary, and Slovakia under their unilateral grain bans. In a nutshell, Poland, Hungary, and Slovakia have introduced grain bans exports to Ukraine. And
Slovakia, my home country?
Yes.
My people. What are my people doing?
They are essentially Ukraine is going to them to buy grain. And the three countries I mentioned are bringing higher tariffs on selling that grain to Ukraine. And Ukraine is suing them in the EU for it.
The Ukraine is trying to sue these countries because they're putting up their prices on grain.
Yes. Correct.
Are they price gouging?
No, they're being a capitalist. Supply and demand.
Oh.
That's exactly what they're doing. They're seeing the supply and they're going with the demand.
I mean, considering that Hungary and Slovakia, okay, I understand, but Ukraine might want to be careful messing with Poland, considering that most of the weapons Ukraine is getting are being funneled through Poland.
Yep. Yep. Ukraine's being very iffy on their choices. They kind of feel like a bad child just lashing out because they're not getting their way. That's what it feels like to me. And this article I'm going to go through real fast. There's really nothing of substance to it, but I figured I should at least put this through. Trump says, quoting, "I am not going to tell you anything." Trump declines to say if he called the military to thwart January 6th attack. So essentially, Trump sat down with this NBC political unit and had an interview with her. She asked if he would use the military, and he says, "I'm not going to tell you anything." And then he said, quoting, because I got the transcript here, "Let me put it this way. I behaved so well. I did such a good job. Nancy Pelosi turned down 10,000 soldiers if she didn't do that." And then Weller cut in and says, "Pelosi doesn't have the authority that you had as a commander-in-chief." And then it says later on in the exchange. So I don't know what's going on there with the actual transcript. So something happened in between there. But, yeah, this is just it's kind of another thing of like Trump trusts the mainstream media too much again. And is trying to get in their good graces again, it feels like. What do you guys think?
Did something. I mean,
I think the bottom line is that Trump was had troops ready to deploy to the national capital area. Nancy Pelosi, through the Capitol Hill police chief, she was the Capitol Hill's police chief's boss at the time,
Yep.
said no thanks. Capitol Hill and Washington Metro Police will be plenty. And so,
how wrong she was.
right.
Other news, corruption, and all sorts of this. Hunter Biden is suing the IRS. Alleges agent tried to target and embarrass him. Biden's lawsuit.
Embarrass him?
Yeah, right. I didn't think you could embarrass this man. Biden lawsuit calls out IRS whistleblowers. And in a nutshell here, Hunter Biden is claiming that the IRS is specifically targeting him because he's a Hunter Biden. That is what he is alleging.
A Hunter Biden.
Because he is Hunter Biden, the IRS is targeting him. That is his whole lawsuit. There's really not much to go on this because it just broke. And I am kind of waiting to see what happens tomorrow to see if this continues on or if this is just one of them, quick, a distraction. But something that actually matters to everybody. Did you have a point you wanted to make?
It definitely smells like, ooh, look at this shiny thing. Pay attention to this over here a while.
Right. Okay, so here's something that affects everyone. House Republicans pitch short-term spending deal as shutdown looms. In a nutshell, amidst the potential U.S. government shutdown in the coming weeks, House Speaker Kevin McCarthy plans to bring a defense spending bill to a vote despite opposition from some Republicans. McCarthy has faced challenges in advancing the fiscal year of 2024 spending legislation due to conservative Republicans demanding spending cuts. A deal was proposed to temporarily maintain government operations until October 31st, with an over 8% cut spending for agencies, excluding defense and veteran affairs, along with strict conditions on immigration and the U.S.-Mexico border. Democrats and Republicans are likely to oppose this unilaterally, and closed-door discussions have been held to try and address the concerns. There's mixed opinions on this from every single direction. Government shutdowns, good or bad? What do you guys think?
Less government. Less government.
Less government. Okay.
Yeah, less government. I mean, I personally don't think that a huge government is what the founding fathers had in mind when they first started this country. I think if they would come to today's age and see what's going on, not just what is happening in the White House and the Senate, like how many people are there, they would probably be a little bit furious.
Oh.
In my personal opinion, I don't think that they ever thought that it would grow to this. Like, there would be so many people in the House, or in the Senate.
Right.
I think that they genuinely wanted a smaller government. That's why they left, the king.
Oh,
Correct
absolutely.
me if I'm wrong.
No, you're right. You're right. So the reason that this is a big deal is mostly because the conservatives are firing at McCarthy because he is essentially threatening to cut the VA programs in order to get the funding that we need to balance the budget. And that is where he is committing political suicide, I think, because he blatantly come out and said, we're going to go after the VA. And nobody stays in office for long when they go after the VA. Ever.
Speaking as a veteran, I saw this shit coming 4 months ago when that report came out of the Congressional Budget Office saying, with some ideas of some programs that might be cut in order to balance the budget. And top among them were veterans programs and programs that improve the lives of active duty service people. And this is what happens every time you get fucking Republicans in control of the House. The first thing they do is they start going after active duty and veterans benefits every damn time.
Yep. And that's why they can't keep their positions as long as they want, because they keep going after the VA, which is most of their voter base is veterans. So I don't know. I really don't. I just can't believe I'm saying this, but I can't believe that, this is a big shock that, Republicans are going after the VA. Really? Come on. They do this all the time.
Yeah, this is my surprise face.
Oh, yeah.
And hopefully starting next week, you'll actually be able to see that wonderful, happy surprise on Brian.
Yeah, we're working on that.
Nobody wants to see my face.
Right. I mean, maybe. So our last article for the day before we play our game. This is a touch up from last week. So there's the Iran prisoner swap. Joe Biden secured the release of 5 American prisoners in Iran by freeing nearly $6 billion in frozen Iranian assets in South Korea Bank. The detainees arrived in Doha, Qatar, while their families celebrated. Republicans' adversaries criticized the monetary deal with Iran. The ongoing U.S.-Iran tensions, especially regarding Iran's nuclear program, persist. The U.S. asserts its release of funds will be used for humanitarian purposes, but some in Iran are disputing that. So with this deal, essentially they had sanctions on Iran. They released the sanctions to get those prisoners. And then they put new sanctions on Iran. So take it with a grain of salt. I don't know what's going on over there, and I don't think anybody really understands what's going on. But what do you guys think about the U.S. releasing sanctions to get prisoners just to only put on more sanctions?
No.
Just straight up no?
Just no. I mean, we're showing, I don't want to say showing that weakness, but we're just willing to just give, or not give, unfreeze. Sorry, we're not giving, freezing.
Yes, we are releasing the assets.
I mean, I thought the rule of dealing with terrorists is we don't make deals with terrorists.
Well,
yeah, I thought they go see their god or something.
I don't know, like what Plumber Dave says. How about we send Predator drones to Iran's military bases and government buildings until the prisoners are released? That is how the United States usually deals with terrorists. That is exactly what we usually did.
Hey, Mr. Terrorist. Hey, just to let you know, I know you have like some of our people, but like just know that we have really big guns and we know where your parents live
You're about
and
to
your
find
children
out why
live.
we don't have free healthcare. Okay. Are you guys ready? Is there anything else you wanted to touch on before we start our game?
Yeah, I want to hear Ryan's wise words of wisdom.
You want to hear his wise words of wisdom? Okay.
Yeah, does he have any today?
What's the wise words?
I thought I had to end the show to come up with some wise words of wisdom.
That's what I thought too, but I guess T-Bone's rushing it.
I am, because today is the midday rush. So we're doing things a little out of order today.
So my words of wisdom: if any of you all are formerly or lounge members and you have been a member since the day this Discord started, you are now promoted to VIP. So, which means that you have the ability to submit a call-in question tonight and participate in our VIP voice chats. I encourage you to do so. Uh, we really want we like. I'm really excited to get new folks in and involved in the action. So please, if you're a first time, if you've never submitted a question before, or if you have and you never got on, please, we want your questions. We want to get as many first time callers in tonight as we can. So please go to the call in request channel. The guest tonight's already been announced. It's the band Adelita's Way. Submit your question. T-Bone, those are my wise words of wisdom.
And for those of
but
them,
like that's not. But that's it's supposed to be words from the past. So why this is a new thing.
Right.
What?
And for those of you listening on YouTube, we are talking about the Timcast Discord and Timcast IRL tonight.
At 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Correct.
On the YouTubes and on the YouTubes and on the Rumble.
We're shilling for them.
Moment.
All right.
Shamelessly. Yes.
Right. Okay. Are you guys ready for real or fake?
What? The B?
Yes.
I mean, what is my record again, Fluff? Just I want to hear it.
I believe you are 5 for 6.
I am 4 for 5.
Is it 4 for 5?
5 for 6?
Yeah,
am I 5 for 6?
4 for 5?
I think it's 4 for 5.
Okay. Well, today might change.
No, it won't.
So today,
it will change, but I'm just gonna win again. Watch.
Today, I've actually got it changed up a little bit. So I've got I've got the article. I believe everyone should be able to read it up here on the screen. I think if I did it right.
Past the what grade? I don't know how to read.
Okay. So you guys are gonna be voting for the fake headline. Everybody in chat can vote. I'm gonna read them off. And I believe if you're looking at it, I will read it. Don't worry if you're just kind of listening on audio. So you're voting for the fake headline. First article. School claims no discrimination after black student is suspended for hairstyle. Type 1 in chat if you think that is the fake one. Article 2. Auto CEOs struggling with whether to replace striking workers with robots or Mexicans. Type a 2 in chat if you think that's the fake one. Remember, you're voting for the fake headline. T-Bone, what do you got?
Jesus.
Hey, give it a second.
Wow.
Let the audience get their votes in before you answer.
Right.
Wow. Okay, I'm just gonna reread these just because of how baffled I am. All right. School claims no discrimination after black student suspended for hairstyle. Now, do we know whether the black student was male or female?
I believe it was male.
Okay. Okay. And now that's a wild headline. For the second one, auto CEOs struggling with whether to replace striking workers with robots or no, you're saying this is the autos like what the the car manufacturers?
Yes. In reference to them striking.
So I already know that there's a lot of robots in. Oh, you know what? Calm down. I'm thinking. Atmore, calm down. I think the fake one. I think the fake one is the first one, honestly, because like, number two is something that I feel like they would try to do.
Okay, so as the votes are coming in, I've got 7 votes for Article 1, and I've got 8 votes for Article 2. That is what I got. Are you ready for the answers?
Watch me win.
All right. Which article did you choose again?
The first one.
So you think the schools claim no discrimination? You think that one is the fake article?
Yeah.
All right. From the Babylon Bee, auto CEOs struggling with whether to replace strikers working with robots or Mexicans. T-Bone is wrong.
Got him.
No.
Fox News. Fox News reports school claims no discrimination after black student suspended for hairstyle. He's got dreadlocks in different locations and how it's going on, and he has been suspended for having his hair styled twice. That just it. What grounds? There's no grounds for it. It says
suspended?
He says his dreadlocks violated the district dress code. 17-year-old Daryl George.
How did it violate the dress code? Because I know I went to a private school, so I know that we actually had a dress code.
Here you go.
And the guys, their hair couldn't be so long.
Here you go. He received an in-school suspension after he was told his hair fell below his eyebrows and earlobes, the Associated Press reported. And so then he went and got dreadlocks. Or he got his hair done like this.
Those are braids, buddy. Those are not dreadlocks. Come on now.
Look, originally they said he had dreadlocks, okay? Up here he had dreadlocks. And then his second photo in here is braids. And they said that this is not acceptable either for some reason. Okay?
What? That's not acceptable.
I'm not here to argue. I'm just saying this is the fucking article, okay? This is ridiculous. And I knew I'd trip you up with it.
And T-Bone, you got had.
I did not get had. This is BS. I want to recount.
This is a real article, though. Just admit you lose.
I lost. I have lost. I have lost the battle.
I got you.
I have not lost the war.
Don't worry. I got you and 7 other people. Wait, 7? 8 other people. No, 7 people. That's right. I got 7 people. Don't worry, you're not alone.
Yeah, recount. It's rigged. It's a rigged count. I want to recount.
I misunderstood. I literally said vote for the fake headline.
Okay, but you know the other day, you know what you said, Fluff? You said vote for the real one.
You're right, and I changed the rules. As every day I change the rules. Don't worry. This has got to be fun for me too.
It'll keep everybody here on their toes. Like me.
Don't worry, I will.
Kids, you gotta pay attention.
I will be doing this, having the notepad up with the 2 headlines again, with the clear instructions. That this will be a reoccurring thing for me to do, having a notepad up. So it also helps for those who don't like my voice; they can just read it.
I mean,
I think your voice is very, very soothing. It's just Brian. He has a very.
I mean, guys, we still have a national health emergency going on, so rules are subject to change at any moment.
Absolutely.
Oh yes, yes they are.
All right.
So what you're saying that one's fake. Yeah.
Fluffy has a voice for radio. Thank you, good sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Are we gonna get some people up here, Fluff?
I was just gonna say it is 20 minutes till. Let us bring people up onto the stage. If you have questions, comments, or needs for clarifications, please raise your hand and we will bring you to the stage. And I will stop streaming this so we can bring people up. If it will stop streaming. There we go.
All right, let's do one question there.
Oh, man. Hilgard, welcome back. You were here Friday, I believe.
Yes, I was. It was a pleasure.
Welcome, 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 sir.
Hold on. Before that, I have to address something for Plumber Dave. A face only a mother could love. Thank you. For those of you that don't know, I actually live next door to my mother. I'm connected to 1 yard away.
Yeah, but it's a different house. It's a different house.
It is
So,
a different
like,
house.
Whenever anybody asks if he lives with his mother, it's a no. He lives in the next house.
Yeah, actually, I was live streaming some plumbing issues, and people got to see how far I actually lived from my mom. All right, but continue, Hailguard. Continue.
I just wanted to comment on something that I believe it was Brian just mentioned about the health order, and it's mostly the fact that government in general only has as much power as the people give it. So the people can choose to rescind the power of the government really at any point in time. Whether that comes to a violent rescinding or not is kind of up to the government. But at least in my mind, it's the idea of the people really hold the power, not the government.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Constitution starts "We the people." A lot of people forget that the government is supposed to work for the people, not the other way around.
Yeah, the government forgets that we actually pay their salaries with the tax monies, but you know what? They just like to just give money away to other countries that,
That don't need it.
instead of, well, no, I'm not saying that they don't need it. I'm just saying help the people in your country first before you help others.
You're supposed to secure your seatbelt first before addressing other people. And unfortunately, we have to virtue signal too much. Yeah, same thing, different thing.
Helgard, anything else?
Not on this particular topic. So I can head back to the.
If you have a question about a different topic, we'd love to hear it.
Yeah, what's bothering you, buddy? Keep in mind, we are recording live to YouTube.
Hey, all good. I'm pretty PG myself, so
okay.
Don't have to worry about that one.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. Tell me your deepest, darkest secrets. What's your social security number and your address? Your favorite pet?
And your last name?
Well, mother's maiden name, father's middle name.
What was the street you grew up on? Your dog's name?
We jest. We jest.
Well, I'm more of a cat person than a dog person, but dogs are pretty cool too. And with that, get ready for the implosion of the chat.
Yeah.
It'll be all right.
Yeah. You just said that you're a cat person, guy. I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that one. Me myself, I'm a dog person. I love pit bulls. I'm not gonna lie, but apparently, so you know what? I got a question for you, Helgard.
Yes.
If you had to be an animal for the day, would you pick a cat or a dog?
Honestly, I would pick neither.
All right, fair enough.
Leave it at that one. No. So I personally also have a fascination with the ocean, so I would probably go more of some sort of fish. Slight kind of tangent there is I'm also a scuba diver and instructor, so I kind of have to be involved with that. G-Nails dolphin. Dolphins are pretty awesome. They're fun to play around with.
Fair enough.
Throw everyone for a loop. Let's go with a blobfish.
Oh.
Blobfish, those live at what, 5,000 feet below the surface?
Spineless things.
They're so deep.
I
just realized. Anywho, the structure of blobfish are actually not what is normally seen on the surface because of the pressures.
Yeah, no, because of the pressure.
Very different.
They look very, very different. They do. They really do. Well, if that is everything, we're going to try and get somebody else up there. If anybody else would like to raise their hand, we'd love to get you up here.
Yeah, anybody else have questions, comments, need for clarifications?
Concern.
Also, I know we shouted them out earlier, but tonight's guest is going to be the lead singer from Adelita's Way. Is that right?
Wait, I thought it was from Guns N' Roses. I read that he played with Guns N' Roses, or did I read wrong?
Maybe. So Dave,
'Cause I don't know
let's
how to
see
read.
here. I invited Dave to speak. See if he gets pulled on stage. There he is. Welcome,
He
Dave.
should be. Hello, Dave.
Holy shit. It worked.
Also, shout out to
Usually doesn't
Plumber
work well.
Dave reading Strange Company. Is that on Sundays or
Shout
Saturdays?
out.
Howdy, howdy. Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
Shout out.
You made me buy that book, by the way.
Well, I'm sure Mr. Cole appreciates it. He gave me the heavy metal horns when I told him about I think it was either you or somebody else told me that they went out and bought the book. But
I want to go buy the book.
I'm friends with him on Facebook.
Nice.
He very much appreciates it.
The book is
kind of
Strange
in
Company.
The same vein as Tim Pool fighting the culture war, creating culture.
I've never heard of him. What was his name again?
Nick Cole.
Oh.
And he is the author of Strange Company, waiting for book 3 to come out. It's a trilogy. It's a Greek tragedy.
I believe you're on chapter 4, right?
What's that?
I believe you're reading on chapter 4, right?
Yes.
Okay. There was somebody in the chat asking questions.
Oh, okay. I got my phone up to my ear because for some reason it doesn't want to let me use the speaker.
Oh, that's all good.
Could alter that option.
I'll throw you questions as I see them then.
So if anybody is a fan of Lord of the Rings and the movie Black Hawk Down, Nick Cole has managed to tie the two together in a series called Forgotten Ruin. So check that one out. I didn't realize this is going to be a promo for my favorite author, but okay. If you like Star Wars, check out the Galaxy's Edge series.
All right.
That's it for promos.
All right. What was your question?
So it was more of a. I read that about the Ukrainian, not Ukrainian,
Iran deal. Okay.
We freed up their assets.
So what we did was we got rid of the sanctions that was their originally frozen assets in the South Korea bank to release 5 prisoners. And then we put more sanctions on top of them. I say we as the United States.
Right.
And we released $6 billion, I think, is what the article said.
It was a lot of cash.
Yeah.
I stand by my statement that we should, the military should put their RC planes up in the sky and not target civilian cafes or weddings, Obama,
Right.
like Obama did, but military buildings, military bases, or government buildings and military bases. The RC planes, the recreational remote control planes.
Of course.
I was gonna say send in some Army Rangers and stealth Blackhawks because they will break all their stuff and ruin their day, but that puts American lives at risk, and also it just puts more strain on the Army Rangers. They did sign up to do what they do, but I don't know. It's a hard situation. I got no control over it. Just frustrates me.
Yeah, I think it frustrates a lot of people.
Happy to be on the show.
Well, thanks for calling in.
For taking my statement. I guess it will be. I don't know.
Thank you very much, Plumber Dave.
Later.
Thank you, sir.
Hangover Gang, you are next. What do you have to say, buddy?
You rang me.
I did. Yes, sir, I did.
Yes, sir. What do you need?
Oh, no, I just wanted to see if you had anything interesting to add to our conversation today, sir.
I have not Googled it, but if the guitar player played with Guns N' Roses is probably as a touring musician for the Chinese Democracy Tour, which I think happened in 08, 09. So, yeah, that's about all I got.
What was that
much,
again?
buddy.
I can Google that real fast. I just need to hear what you said again.
Somebody said that the guest that's on tonight, Adelita's Way, that played with Guns N' Roses. If they did, it was probably as a touring musician.
The band has toured with notable acts such as Guns N' Roses, Creed, Papa Roach, Godsmack. Okay.
Oh, okay. I did not know they played with Guns N' Roses. Must have been recently.
The 2017?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it looks like it. 2017.
Yeah, well, oh, nice.
I'm just in the announcements, casually.
All right.
Yeah, I don't really have anything. I just figured I'd pop in and see what this midday rush was all about. T-Bone worked it up pretty good in the VIP chat.
Yeah. So essentially, we come at you with like several different articles in 30 minutes or something, and then we kind of get a community feedback. That's pretty much what we do here.
Nice. Well, that Fox News story is a little messed up. I don't understand why they suspended that kid.
Oh, did that? Yeah, that's for is it real or is it B?
The B.
That's another game we play at the half-hour mark.
They try to stump me up all the time, Hangover, and it doesn't work. I mean, today it worked, but normally it doesn't. I mean, I got a pretty good track record. Brian.
Yeah. You're 4-6 now.
Record, sir. I mean, but we got you today.
Shenanigans, absolute shenanigans.
No shenanigans.
Well, now I'm gonna have to jump with Brian and Fluffy and try to stump you even more, T-Bone.
Hey, you know what?
More fuel for the
Try
cause.
as you will fail. You will fail.
Hey, T-Bone, I don't know if you noticed or not, but I called it Stump the Genius. All right? All right?
Yeah, you did. Okay. We've got about 8 minutes. Is there anyone else that would like to come up on stage? If not,
We
then
got a lot of people in chat.
I'm surprised. Yeah, we actually got a good
Yeah.
audience today. I thank you all for being here. All right,
Thank
we're
you
gonna
so
bring
much,
show based up.
What?
Do what?
Never mind.
Okay. You invited to speak, and I hit accept, and then you rejected it. What you doing here, bud? All right.
So
you
I'm
got-
I'm hopped up on so much Monster right now that I pressed it like and just unaccepted it. So I apologize.
Okay. So, question, comments, need for clarification?
Concern.
These stories are so interesting. You know, you read the stories you guys read today. I also watched all of Tim's stories today, and the culture war. I think we're definitely kicking ass, right?
Oh,
But I'm
yes.
curious what you guys think. Like, I'm 100% convinced we're going down the road to violence. There is no way it's not happening now. And I'm curious if I'm just crazy or you guys who do this midday rush, who have dedicated yourselves to do this, agree with me. Because you're probably more informed than I am at this point.
Brian T-Bone?
Showbase, are you asking whether or not it's just going to devolve into violence? Is that the specific question?
Correct. And no, I'm not a Fed plumber, Dave, but I am genuinely worried.
Brian T-Bone, do you guys want to tackle this first, or you want me to go first?
I mean, I'll tackle this one first. So,
Okay.
Is there a possibility? There's always a possibility for everything. You know, there's never an absolute. I'll say. Is it possible? Everything's possible. Well, most anything possible. Do I think it will come to that degree where there will be violence? No.
Here's why I disagree with you, and I'd love your opinion on it. You saw what happened with AOC, right, in New York, and people saying close the border, right? What is going to happen when the people start getting realize that their elected government, elected officials are ignoring them, right? What happens to these illegals that are coming in? These people are sick of them, right? I mean, we saw the Black Lives Matter riots. That was very well. That was obviously very well organized. But basically, you get a bunch of retards that come out, and all you have to do is just kind of, it's like an engine. You get one retard doing one thing, and then all the other retards start doing it because the retards got nothing. And so that's why I'm at this point now where like it's going to happen. It sucks, and it's going to happen, and it's worrisome.
So here's my opinion on this, and then we'll do this and wrap it up. My opinion is I think there's a lot more people in this country that want civil disobedience rather than violence. I feel like there's a good majority of people who just want to be left alone. And if people come by and get rowdy, that is when they will try their hardest to either restrain or go and actually defend themselves. I don't think there's an actual situation when people are just going to start absolutely going in chaos in order to get their point across. And those people that do, in my opinion, are absolutely childish. I do not see, I really don't see anything good coming from a bunch of violence. I really don't. And I think a lot of people that are kind of holding back and being reserved have a similar thought process.
I'm not talking about us though.
I'm just saying in general. But
Hey, Fluff.
yes, sir.
Just kind of an admin note. We're bumping up against when before IRL is supposed to start. So I know there's not a smooth way to do this, but we should end the stage so they can take it over.
Right.
Cool.
Right.
Bye guys. Thanks guys.
Yep. Thank you, sir. Alrighty. So thank you, Brian. I was actually going to wrap up at 58 because I know that they start at 6. It's at 6, 7.
7.
Yes. So thank you everyone for being here. Stay tuned for the Before IRL show starts in a few moments after we end the stage. Unfortunately, there's no good way of transitioning from one stage to another. So we will end the stage and you guys will have to rejoin back in. Don't just assume that you got kicked out because I heard some people complaining about that before.
Everybody, we have recorded this. Everybody go check this out at the Fluffy Hobo Show on YouTube. After this, if you'd like to listen in as to what happened today.